Question 1. What year marked the beginning of the reign of Queen Elizabeth II? A. 1945, B. 1952, C. 1960, D. 1977. Answer: B. 1952. Queen Elizabeth II began her reign in 1952 following the death of her father, King George VI. Question 2. Which document established the principle of the rule of law in England before the Magna Carta? A. The Domesday Book, B. The Charter of Liberties, C. The Bill of Rights, D. The Act of Settlement. Answer: B. The Charter of Liberties. The Charter of Liberties, issued in 1100 by King Henry I, established certain rights and freedoms for the Church and the nobility, setting a precedent for the rule of law. Question 3. Name the battle in which Admiral Nelson was killed. A. The Battle of Waterloo, B. The Battle of Trafalgar, C. The Battle of the Nile, D. The Battle of Britain. Answer: B. The Battle of Trafalgar. Admiral Nelson was killed in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, securing British naval supremacy. Question 4. What was the main objective of the Peasants' Revolt in 1381? A. To abolish serfdom, B. To restore the monarchy, C. To protest against the poll tax, D. To gain independence from France. Answer: C. To protest against the poll tax. The Peasants' Revolt in 1381 was primarily triggered by grievances against the poll tax. Question 5. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of the 20th century? A. Winston Churchill, B. Robert Walpole, C. Arthur Balfour, D. Margaret Thatcher. Answer: C. Arthur Balfour. Arthur Balfour served as the Prime Minister at the start of the 20th century, from 1902 to 1905. Question 6. What significant constitutional reform did the Parliament Acts of 1911 and 1949 achieve? A. Established the Supreme Court, B. Limited the powers of the House of Lords, C. Gave women the right to vote, D. Formed the United Kingdom. Answer: B. Limited the powers of the House of Lords. The Parliament Acts of 1911 and 1949 significantly reduced the legislative power of the House of Lords. Question 7. Who was the first female to be appointed as a cabinet minister in the UK, and in what year? A. Nancy Astor, 1919, B. Margaret Thatcher, 1979, C. Margaret Bonfield, 1929, D. Theresa May, 2010. Answer: C. Margaret Bonfield, 1929. Margaret Bonfield became the first female cabinet minister in the UK in 1929. Question 8. Which King of England signed the Treaty of Edinburgh-Northampton, recognizing Scotland's independence? A. Edward I, B. Edward II, C. Henry VIII, D. James I. Answer: B. Edward II. Edward II signed the Treaty of Edinburgh-Northampton in 1328, recognizing Scotland's independence. Question 9. What English philosopher is credited with the development of empirical philosophy in the 17th century? A. John Locke, B. Thomas Hobbes, C. Francis Bacon, D. Bertrand Russell. Answer: C. Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon is credited with developing empirical philosophy, emphasizing the importance of empirical evidence in the acquisition of knowledge. Question 10. During which monarch's reign did the English Reformation occur? A. Elizabeth I, B. Henry VIII, C. James I. D. Edward VI. Answer B. Henry VIII. The English Reformation, which saw the Church of England break away from the authority of the Pope and the Roman Catholic Church, occurred during the reign of Henry VIII. Question 11. What was the original purpose of Hadrian's Wall? A. To mark the boundary of the Roman Empire. B. To protect against Viking invasions. C. To serve as a trade barrier. D. To defend against Scottish raids. Answer A. To mark the boundary of the Roman Empire. Hadrian's Wall was built to signify the northern limit of Roman Britain and to protect the empire from the tribes to the north. Question 12. Name the king who commissioned the Domesday Book. A. William the Conqueror. B. Henry II. C. Edward the Confessor. D. Richard the Lionheart. Answer A. William the Conqueror. The Domesday Book was commissioned by William the Conqueror in 1085 as a survey of his English possessions. Question 13. Who led the Scottish army to victory at the Battle of Bannockburn? A. William Wallace. B. Robert the Bruce. C. James Douglas. D. Alexander III. Answer B. Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce led the Scottish army to victory against the English at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314. Question 14. Which treaty in 1707 united the Parliaments of England and Scotland? A. The Treaty of Union. B. The Treaty of Edinburgh. C. The Treaty of Westphalia. D. The Treaty of Utrecht. Answer A. The Treaty of Union. The Treaty of Union in 1707 united the Parliaments of England and Scotland, forming the Kingdom of Great Britain. Question 15. What British scientist is known for his laws of motion and gravity? A. Charles Darwin. B. Isaac Newton. C. Albert Einstein. D. Michael Faraday. Answer B. Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton is renowned for his laws of motion and universal gravitation. Question 16. Name the period of English history known for the restoration of the monarchy in 1660. A. The Elizabethan era. B. The Tudor period. C. The Stuart period. D. The Georgian era. Answer C. The Stuart period. The restoration of the monarchy in 1660, with Charles II becoming king, is a notable event of the Stuart period. Question 17. What event in 1688 is known as the Glorious Revolution? A. The overthrow of James II. B. The establishment of the Commonwealth. C. The signing of the Magna Carta. D. The Battle of Hastings. Answer A. The overthrow of James II. The Glorious Revolution in 1688 involved the overthrow of King James II in favour of William III and Mary II. Question 18. Which Act, passed in 1534, declared King Henry VIII the supreme head of the Church of England? A. The Act of Supremacy. B. The Act of Settlement. C. The Act of Union. D. The Royal Marriages Act. Answer A. The Act of Supremacy. The Act of Supremacy in 1534 declared King Henry VIII the supreme head of the Church of England, marking the beginning of the English Reformation. Question 19. In what year did the Act of Union between Great Britain and Ireland come into effect, forming the United Kingdom? A. 1603. B. 1707. C. 1801. D. 1922. Answer C. 1801. The Act of Union between Great Britain and Ireland came into effect in 1801, creating the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Question 20. Who was the first Prime Minister of Great Britain? A. Winston Churchill. B. Robert Walpole. C. Benjamin Disraeli. D. William Pitt the Younger. Answer: B. Robert Walpole. Robert Walpole is often regarded as the first de facto Prime Minister of Great Britain, serving from 1721 to 1742. Question 21. Name the Viking king who became the first Norse ruler of England. A. Harald Hardrada. B. Sweyn Forkbeard. C. Fnut the Great. D. Leif Erikson. Answer: C. Fnut the Great. Fnut the Great became the first Norse ruler of England, reigning from 1016 to 1035. Question 22. What was the primary reason for the construction of the Royal Naval College in Greenwich? A. To serve as a royal palace. B. To train naval officers. C. To commemorate the British naval victories. D. To host the Royal Observatory. Answer: B. To train naval officers. The Royal Naval College in Greenwich was established to train officers for the Royal Navy. Question 23. During which conflict did the charge of the Light Brigade occur? A. The Napoleonic Wars. B. The Crimean War. C. The First World War. D. The Second World War. Answer: B. The Crimean War. The charge of the Light Brigade took place during the Battle of Balaclava in the Crimean War in 1854. Question 24. What British legal document inspired the American Declaration of Independence? A. The Magna Carta. B. The Bill of Rights 1689. C. The Act of Settlement 1701. D. The Charter of Liberties. Answer: B. The Bill of Rights 1689. The English Bill of Rights 1689 influenced the American Declaration of Independence and other founding documents. Question 25. Name the first woman to receive the Order of Merit from the British monarch. A. Florence Nightingale. B. Elizabeth Garrett Anderson. C. Marie Curie. D. Queen Victoria. Answer: A. Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale was the first woman to receive the Order of Merit in 1907 for her service to nursing. Question 26. Which law, passed in 1832, began the process of reforming the British electoral system? A. The Reform Act 1832. B. The Representation of the People Act 1918. C. The Parliament Act 1911. D. The Electoral Reform Act 1928. Answer: A. The Reform Act 1832. The Reform Act 1832, also known as the First Reform Act, began the process of electoral reform in Britain. Question 27. What was the significant outcome of the Battle of Britain in 1940? A. The end of the Blitz. B. British naval supremacy was established. C. Germany's invasion plans were thwarted. D. The beginning of American involvement in World War II. Answer: C. Germany's invasion plans were thwarted. The Battle of Britain in 1940 marked a turning point as the Royal Air Force successfully defended the UK against the German Luftwaffe, thwarting Germany's plans for invasion. Question 28. Who wrote the influential A Vindication of the Rights of Woman in 1792? A. Jane Austen. B. Mary Wollstonecraft. C. Harriet Martineau. D. Emmeline Pankhurst. Answer: B. Mary Wollstonecraft. Mary Wollstonecraft wrote A Vindication of the Rights of Woman in 1792, advocating for women's rights and education. Question 29. Which treaty marked the end of the American Revolutionary War? A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. B. The Treaty of Versailles, 1919. C. The Treaty of Ghent, 1814. D. The Treaty of Utrecht, 1713. Answer: A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 ended the American Revolutionary War, recognizing American independence from Britain. Question 30. Name the scientist who formulated the theory of evolution by natural selection. A. Isaac Newton. B. Albert Einstein. C. Charles Darwin. D. Louis Pasteur. Answer: C. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin formulated the theory of evolution by natural selection, published in On the Origin of Species in 1859. Question 31. What was the primary cause of the English Civil War? A. Religious differences. B. A dispute over the monarchy's power. C. Economic issues. D. Foreign invasion. Answer: B. A dispute over the monarchy's power. The primary cause of the English Civil War was a dispute over the power and authority of the monarchy versus the rights of Parliament. Question 32. Who was the last monarch of the House of Tudor? A. Elizabeth I. B. Henry VIII. C. Mary I. D. Edward VI. Answer: A. Elizabeth I. Elizabeth I was the last monarch of the House of Tudor, reigning until her death in 1603. Question 33. Name the social reformer known for her work in improving sanitary conditions for the poor in 19th century Britain. A. Florence Nightingale. B. Mary Seacole. C. Octavia Hill. D. Josephine Butler. Answer: C. Octavia Hill. Octavia Hill was a social reformer known for her work in housing and improving sanitary conditions for the poor in 19th century Britain. Question 34. In what year did women over the age of 31st gain the right to vote in the UK? A. 1918. B. 1928. C. 1944. D. 1969. Answer: A. 1918. Women over the age of 31st gained the right to vote in the UK in 1918, following the Representation of the People Act. Question 35. Which British explorer first claimed Australia for Great Britain? A. Sir Francis Drake. B. Captain James Cook. C. Sir Walter Raleigh. D. John Cabot. Answer: B. Captain James Cook. Captain James Cook first claimed Australia for Great Britain during his voyage in 1770. Question 36. What was the main purpose of the Corn Laws in the 19th century? A. To reform the electoral system. B. To regulate grain prices and imports. C. To abolish slavery. D. To establish labor rights. Answer: B. To regulate grain prices and imports. The Corn Laws were enacted to regulate grain prices and imports into Britain, protecting domestic producers but leading to high food prices. Question 37. Who was the Prime Minister responsible for the welfare state reforms after World War II? A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Tony Blair. Answer: B. Clement Attlee. Clement Attlee, as Prime Minister after World War II, oversaw significant welfare state reforms, including the establishment of the National Health Service, NHS. Question 38. Name the treaty that concluded the Crimean War. A. The Treaty of Paris 1856. B. The Treaty of Versailles 1919. C. The Treaty of Ghent 1814. D. The Treaty of Nanking 1842. Answer. A. The Treaty of Paris 1856. The Treaty of Paris in 1856 concluded the Crimean War, with Russia facing defeat by an alliance that included the Ottoman Empire, France, Britain and Sardinia. Question 39. What major public infrastructure project was completed under the leadership of Joseph Bazalgette? A. The London Underground. B. The Thames Barrier. C. The London Sewerage System. D. The British Library. Answer. C. The London Sewerage System. Joseph Bazalgette was the chief engineer responsible for creating London's modern sewerage system in the late 19th century, significantly improving public health. Question 40. Which British monarch established the Commonwealth of Nations? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George V. C. King George VI. D. Queen Elizabeth II. Answer. C. King George VI. The modern Commonwealth of Nations was established under the reign of King George VI with the London Declaration of 1949. Question 41. Name the British monarch who was executed during the English Civil War. A. Charles I. B. Elizabeth I. C. James I. D. Henry VIII. Answer. A. Charles I. Charles I was executed in 1649 during the English Civil War, marking a significant moment in British history as the monarchy was temporarily abolished. Question 42. In what year was the Bank of England established? A. 1544. B. 1694. C. 1759. D. 1821. Answer. B. 1694. The Bank of England was established in 1694, making it one of the oldest central banks in the world. Question 43. Who is known as the father of the national parks in Britain? A. John Muir. B. William Wordsworth. C. Octavia Hill. D. James Bryce. Answer. C. Octavia Hill. Octavia Hill, a social reformer and environmentalist, played a key role in the establishment of national parks in Britain, advocating for public access to green spaces. Question 44. What significant legal reform did the Great Reform Act of 1832 bring about? A. Abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. B. Expanded the electoral franchise and reformed the distribution of seats in Parliament. C. Established the principle of judicial independence. D. Introduced income tax. Answer. B. Expanded the electoral franchise and reformed the distribution of seats in Parliament. The Great Reform Act of 1832 was a major step towards democratizing the British electoral system. Question 45. Name the king who issued the Royal Charter to the East India Company in 1600. A. James I. B. Elizabeth I. C. Charles I. D. Henry VIII. Answer. B. Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I issued the Royal Charter to the East India Company in 1600, granting it the rights to trade in the East Indies. Question 46. Who was the British Foreign Secretary responsible for the Balfour Declaration? A. Winston Churchill. B. Arthur Balfour. C. David Lloyd George. D. Lord Curzon. Answer. B. Arthur Balfour. Arthur Balfour, as Foreign Secretary, issued the Balfour Declaration in 1917, expressing British support for a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine? Question 47. In which year did the Great Exhibition take place? A. 1751, B. 1801, C. 1851, D. 1901. Answer C. 1851. The Great Exhibition, showcasing the wonders of industry and manufacturing from around the world, took place in 1851 in London's Hyde Park. Question 48. What was the primary function of the British East India Company? A. To explore uncharted territories. B. To serve as a military force. C. To engage in trade between Britain and the East Indies. D. To colonize the Americas. Answer C. To engage in trade between Britain and the East Indies. The British East India Company was established to pursue trade with the East Indies, but eventually played a major role in British imperialism in India. Question 49. Name the battle in which the British defeated the Spanish Armada. A. The Battle of Hastings. B. The Battle of Trafalgar. C. The Battle of the Spanish Armada. D. The Battle of Waterloo. Answer C. The Battle of the Spanish Armada. In 1588, the British naval forces defeated the Spanish Armada, marking a significant victory and the beginning of British naval dominance. Question 50. What was the main aim of the Chartist movement in the 19th century? A. To gain independence for Ireland. B. To abolish the monarchy. C. To secure the right to vote for all men. D. To end the slave trade. Answer C. To secure the right to vote for all men. The Chartist movement, active in the 19th century, sought to achieve political reforms, including universal male suffrage. Question 51. Who was the first British astronaut to visit the International Space Station? A. Tim Peake. B. Helen Sharman. C. Michael Foale. D. Piers Sellers. Answer A. Tim Peake. Tim Peake became the first British astronaut to visit the International Space Station in December 2015. Question 52. What historical document, signed in 1215, is considered a cornerstone of modern democracy? A. The Bill of Rights. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Declaration of Independence. D. The Constitution. Answer B. The Magna Carta. Signed in 1215, the Magna Carta is considered a foundational document of constitutional law and individual liberties, influencing the development of democracy. Question 53. Which British monarch is associated with the Victorian era? A. Elizabeth I. B. Victoria. C. Elizabeth II. D. George VI. Answer B. Victoria. The Victorian era is named after Queen Victoria, who reigned from 1837 to 1901, a period marked by industrial, cultural, political, scientific, and military change within the United Kingdom. Question 54. Name the prime architect behind the rebuilding of London after the Great Fire of 1666. A. Inigo Jones. B. Christopher Wren. C. John Nash. D. Nicholas Hawksmoor. Answer B. Christopher Wren. Sir Christopher Wren played a key role in the rebuilding of London after the Great Fire of 1666, including the design of the new St. Paul's Cathedral. Question 55. What landmark legal case in 1772 helped to undermine the legality of slavery in England? A. The Zong Massacre Trial. B. The Somerset Case. C. The Dred Scott Decision. D. The Amistad Case. Answer B. The Somerset Case. The Somerset case in 1772 was a landmark judgment by Lord Mansfield that helped to undermine the legality of slavery in England. Question 56. Who founded the British Red Cross? A. Florence Nightingale. B. Henry Dunant. C. Clara Barton. D. Robert Baden-Powell. Answer A. Florence Nightingale. While Henry Dunant was the key figure in the formation of the International Red Cross, Florence Nightingale's work inspired its creation. However, the British Red Cross was officially formed by a royal charter in 1908, influenced by the broader Red Cross movement. Question 57. In what year was the National Health Service, NHS, established? A. 1945. B. 1948. C. 1952. D. 1960. Answer B. 1948. The National Health Service, NHS, was established in 1948, providing health care services funded through general taxation to all UK residents. Question 58. What was the primary reason behind the formation of the United Nations, of which the UK is a founding member? A. To prevent another global financial crisis. B. To foster international trade agreements. C. To provide humanitarian aid. D. To prevent another world war. Answer D. To prevent another world war. The primary reason behind the formation of the United Nations in 1945 was to prevent another world war and to promote peace and cooperation among nations. Question 59. Name the British physicist who contributed significantly to the development of quantum mechanics. A. Stephen Hawking. B. Paul Dirac. C. Isaac Newton. D. James Clerk Maxwell. Answer B. Paul Dirac. Paul Dirac was a British physicist who made significant contributions to the early development of both quantum mechanics and quantum electrodynamics. Question 60. Who was the first female Prime Minister of Britain, and in what year did she take office? A. Theresa May, 2016. B. Margaret Thatcher, 1979. C. Elizabeth I, 1558. D. Indira Gandhi, 1966. Answer B. Margaret Thatcher, 1979. Margaret Thatcher became the first female Prime Minister of Britain in 1979, serving until 1990. Question 61. What is the significance of the Battle of Hastings in 1066? A. It ended Viking rule in England. B. It marked the beginning of Norman conquest of England. C. It resulted in the independence of Scotland. D. It was the last battle of the War of the Roses. Answer B. It marked the beginning of Norman conquest of England. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was a pivotal moment that led to William the Conqueror becoming King of England, marking the start of Norman rule. Question 62. Which British monarch succeeded Queen Victoria? A. Edward VII. B. George V. C. Elizabeth II. D. George VI. Answer A. Edward VII. Edward VII succeeded Queen Victoria, marking the start of the Edwardian era after Victoria's long reign. Question 63. Name the British ship that famously carried the Pilgrim Fathers to North America. A. The Mayflower. B. The Victory. C. The Beagle. D. The Endeavour. Answer A. The Mayflower. The Mayflower is the historic ship that carried the Pilgrim Fathers to North America in 1620. Question 64. Who was known as the Iron Lady of British politics? A. Elizabeth I. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Queen Victoria. D. Theresa May. Answer B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher, the first female Prime Minister of the UK, was known as the Iron Lady for her uncompromising politics and leadership style. Question 65. What was the main consequence of the Black Death in 14th century England? A. The establishment of the Church of England. B. The end of the feudal system. C. A significant reduction in the population. D. The beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Answer C. A significant reduction in the population. The Black Death led to a significant reduction in the population of England in the 14th century, with widespread social and economic implications. Question 66. Name the legislation that formally abolished the slave trade within the British Empire. A. The Emancipation Proclamation. B. The Slave Trade Act of 1807. C. The Abolition of Slavery Act of 1833. D. The Magna Carta. Answer B. The Slave Trade Act of 1807. The Slave Trade Act of 1807 formally abolished the slave trade within the British Empire. Question 67. What year marked the beginning of the British Industrial Revolution? A. 1453. B. 1607. C. 1760. D. 1837. Answer C. 1760. The beginning of the British Industrial Revolution is typically marked around 1760, transforming Britain's economy and society with advances in manufacturing and technology. Question 68. Who was the Roman leader who successfully invaded Britain in 43 AD? A. Julius Caesar. B. Nero. C. Claudius. D. Augustus. Answer C. Claudius. Emperor Claudius is credited with the successful Roman invasion of Britain in 43 AD. Question 69. What event is considered the start of the British Empire's expansion in the 16th century? A. The discovery of the New World by Columbus. B. The defeat of the Spanish Armada. C. The establishment of the East India Company. D. The colonization of Jamestown. Answer B. The defeat of the Spanish Armada. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 is often considered a turning point that enabled the expansion of the British Empire. Question 70. Name the treaty that recognized Scottish independence from England in 1328. A. The Treaty of Edinburgh. B. The Treaty of York. C. The Treaty of Northampton. D. The Treaty of Union. Answer C. The Treaty of Northampton. The Treaty of Northampton in 1328 recognized Scottish independence from England. Question 71. What reform did the Factory Acts of the 19th century address? A. The right to form unions. B. The abolition of slavery. C. Improvements in working conditions in factories. D. The expansion of voting rights. Answer C. Improvements in working conditions in factories. The Factory Acts of the 19th century were aimed at improving working conditions, particularly for children and women, in factories. Question 72. Who was the first monarch of the House of Windsor? A. Queen Victoria. B. George V. C. Edward VII. D. Elizabeth II. Answer B. George V. George V was the first monarch of the House of Windsor, which was renamed from the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha in 1917. Question 73. In which century did the War of the Roses take place? A. 13th century. B. 14th century. C. 15th century. D. 16th century. Answer: C. 15th century. The War of the Roses took place in the 15th century, a series of civil wars for control of the throne of England. Question 74. What was the primary outcome of the Acts of Union 1707? A. The formal unification of Scotland and England under a single British Parliament. B. The beginning of the British Empire. C. The end of the English Civil War. D. The establishment of the Church of England. Answer: A. The formal unification of Scotland and England under a single British Parliament. The Acts of Union 1707 united Scotland and England politically, creating the Kingdom of Great Britain. Question 75. Who led the reform movement that resulted in the passing of the Reform Act 1832? A. Charles Grey, 2nd Earl Grey. B. William Pitt the Younger. C. Benjamin Disraeli. D. John Stuart Mill. Answer: A. Charles Grey, 2nd Earl Grey. Charles Grey, 2nd Earl Grey, was the Prime Minister who led the reform movement, resulting in the Reform Act 1832, which expanded the electoral franchise and reformed the distribution of seats in Parliament. Question 76. What was the historical significance of the Magna Carta? A. It marked the beginning of the British Empire. B. It established the feudal system in England. C. It limited the powers of the king and laid the foundation for modern democracy. D. It declared independence from Roman rule. Answer: C. It limited the powers of the king and laid the foundation for modern democracy. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, is a cornerstone of constitutional law, establishing principles that limit the powers of the monarchy. Question 77. Which British monarch faced the abdication crisis of 1936? A. Edward VIII. B. George VI. C. Elizabeth II. D. George V. Answer: A. Edward VIII. Edward VIII faced the abdication crisis in 1936 when he chose to abdicate the throne to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee. Question 78. Name the landmark Social Security report that laid the foundation for the modern welfare state in Britain. A. The Marshall Plan. B. The Beveridge Report. C. The Balfour Report. D. The Dalton Plan. Answer: B. The Beveridge Report. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942 by William Beveridge, laid the foundation for the modern welfare state in Britain with its recommendation for comprehensive social insurance and public assistance programs. Question 79. What major conflict was Winston Churchill leading Britain through as Prime Minister? A. The First World War. B. The Second World War. C. The Falklands War. D. The Cold War. Answer: B. The Second World War. Winston Churchill led Britain as Prime Minister during the Second World War, playing a pivotal role in the Allied victory. Question 80. Which act granted independence to the former colonies of the British Empire starting in the 1940s? A. The Statute of Westminster. B. The British Nationality Act. C. The Independence Acts. D. The Decolonization Act. Answer: A. The Statute of Westminster. The Statute of Westminster, adopted in 1931, granted full self-government to the dominions of the British Empire, facilitating the process of independence for many former colonies after World War II. Question 81. What groundbreaking medical discovery is Alexander Fleming known for? A. The polio vaccine. B. The discovery of insulin. C. The discovery of penicillin. D. The development of the first X-ray machine. Answer: C. The discovery of penicillin. Alexander Fleming is known for his discovery of penicillin in 1928, the world's first antibiotic, which revolutionized medical treatment of bacterial infections. Question 82. In which battle did the English defeat the French, marking a turning point in the 100 Years' War? A. The Battle of Agincourt. B. The Battle of Waterloo. C. The Battle of Hastings. D. The Battle of Trafalgar. Answer: A. The Battle of Agincourt. The Battle of Agincourt in 1415 was a major victory for the English against the French during the 100 Years' War. Question 83. What was the primary cause of the peasants' revolt in 1381? A. Dissatisfaction with the monarchy. B. Religious reform. C. The introduction of the poll tax. D. Land disputes. Answer: C. The introduction of the poll tax. The peasants' revolt in 1381 was primarily caused by the introduction of a new poll tax, which was deeply unpopular among the peasantry. Question 84. Who is the patron saint of England, and what day is dedicated to his honour? A. St. George, April 23. B. St. Patrick, March 17. C. St. David, March 1. D. St. Andrew, November 30. Answer: A. St. George, April 23. St. George is the patron saint of England, and April 23 is dedicated to his honour. Question 85. What series of laws introduced in the 19th century aimed to regulate child labour in Britain? A. The Factory Acts. B. The Poor Laws. C. The Education Acts. D. The Child Labour Laws. Answer: A. The Factory Acts. The Factory Acts were a series of UK labour law legislation introduced in the 19th century that aimed to improve conditions for children working in factories. Question 86. Name the document that established the parliamentary system of government in England. A. The Magna Carta. B. The Bill of Rights 1689. C. The Act of Settlement 1701. D. The Petition of Right. Answer: B. The Bill of Rights 1689. The Bill of Rights 1689 established the parliamentary system of government in England, limiting the powers of the monarch and outlining the rights of Parliament. Question 87. Who was the first British monarch of the House of Tudor? A. Henry VII. B. Henry VIII. C. Elizabeth I. D. Mary I. Answer: A. Henry VII. Henry VII was the first monarch of the House of Tudor, reigning from 1485 to 1509 after defeating Richard II at the Battle of Bosworth Field. Question 88. What event marked the beginning of the Roman occupation of Britain? A. The Battle of Hastings. B. Julius Caesar's invasion. C. The Claudian invasion. D. The signing of the Magna Carta. Answer: C. The Claudian invasion. The Roman occupation of Britain began with the Claudian invasion in 43 AD, ordered by Emperor Claudius. Question 89. Name the British Prime Minister who played a key role in the establishment of the welfare state after World War II. A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Tony Blair. Answer: B. Clement Attlee. Clement Attlee, as Prime Minister from 1945 to 1951, played a key role in establishing the welfare state in Britain, including founding the National Health Service, NHS. Question 90. What was the purpose of the Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284? A. To abolish the Welsh laws. B. To annex Wales to England. C. To establish the Church of England. D. To reform the electoral system. Answer. B. To annex Wales to England. The Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284 was enacted to annex Wales into the legal jurisdiction of England, integrating Wales more closely with English law and governance. Question 91. Who were the major parties involved in the English Civil War? A. The Royalists and the Parliamentarians. B. The Cavaliers and the Roundheads. C. The Tories and the Whigs. D. Both A and B are correct. Answer. D. Both A and B are correct. The major parties involved in the English Civil War were the Royalists, Cavaliers, and the Parliamentarians, Roundheads. Question 92. What legislation ended the traditional system of agriculture in England? A. The Enclosure Acts. B. The Corn Laws. C. The Agricultural Revolution Acts. D. The Land Reform Acts. Answer. A. The Enclosure Acts. The Enclosure Acts, passed over several centuries, transformed the open fields and common lands into privately owned plots, significantly altering the agricultural landscape of England. Question 93. Name the king who lost the American colonies. A. George III. B. James II. C. Charles I. D. Edward III. Answer. A. George III. King George III was the monarch during the period in which the American colonies declared independence and were lost to the British Empire. Question 94. Who was the first woman to sit in the British House of Commons? A. Nancy Astor. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Constance Markievicz. D. Barbara Castle. Answer. A. Nancy Astor. Nancy Astor was the first woman to take a seat in the British House of Commons in 1919. Question 95. What pivotal role did the Magna Carta play in the development of constitutional law? A. It established the monarchy as the supreme power. B. It laid the foundation for the principle of limited government. C. It introduced the concept of the divine right of kings. D. It abolished the feudal system. Answer. B. It laid the foundation for the principle of limited government. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, is celebrated for its role in laying the foundation for constitutional law and the principle of limited government. Question 96. Name the act that unified England and Scotland under the name Great Britain. A. The Union of Crowns. B. The Act of Settlement. C. The Acts of Union 1707. D. The Royal Charter. Answer. C. The Acts of Union 1707. The Acts of Union 1707 unified the Parliaments of England and Scotland, officially forming the Kingdom of Great Britain. Question 97. What was the significant outcome of the Battle of Trafalgar? A. It ended the War of the Spanish Succession. B. It prevented Napoleon's invasion of Britain. C. It marked the beginning of British colonial expansion. D. It resulted in British control over the seas. Answer. B. It prevented Napoleon's invasion of Britain. The Battle of Trafalgar in 1805 was a decisive naval victory for Britain against Napoleon's forces, significantly hindering Napoleon's plans to invade Britain. Question 98. Who is considered the founder of the British Royal Navy? A. Sir Francis Drake. B. Henry VIII. C. Elizabeth I. D. Admiral Nelson. Answer. B. Henry VIII. Henry VIII is often credited with founding the modern British Royal Navy, significantly expanding and modernizing the fleet during his reign. Question 99. What event led to the widespread introduction of the feudal system in England? A. The Viking invasions. B. The Norman conquest. C. The signing of the Magna Carta. D. The Black Death. Answer: B. The Norman conquest. The Norman conquest of England in 1066 led to the widespread introduction of the feudal system, reorganizing English society and land ownership. Question 100. Who was the first ruler of the unified Kingdom of England? A. Alfred the Great. B. Edward the Confessor. C. William the Conqueror. D. Athelstan. Answer: D. Athelstan. Athelstan, who reigned from 924 to 939, is considered the first ruler of a unified Kingdom of England, having secured the allegiance of Northumbrian and Danish lords.